Welcome to my channel, Gadgets for Gentlemen. In this video I will compare the Apple Watch Series 3 against the newer edition, the Series 4. I bought the Apple Watch 4 about a month ago. I've spent quite some time with it, although I don't wear the watch daily, to be honest. And I've had the Apple Watch Series 3 for quite some time now. So I think it's fair to say I can give you some insights and perspectives on, as a average user of the Apple Watch, give you some of the benefits as well as the cons of these two products. So hopefully you will be able to make a more balanced decision whether you should purchase the Apple Watch Series 3 or step up a little bit and buy the version 4. Maybe you already own the Series 3 and you're deciding to sell it and upgrade to the Series 4. With this video, I hope to provide you some insights, some useful information that really helps you in your decision making. If you find this video useful, then please hit the like button as well as the subscribe button. Have a look at my website as well as my Instagram page. Now let's dive into this comparison. Enjoy this video and let's just get it started. So welcome back to this comparison. We have on the left the Apple Watch Nike Plus Space Gray Aluminum Edition with the black Nike Sport Band. It retails for $309 US. This is the 42mm edition. On the right, we have the Apple Watch Nike Edition that comes also with the space gray aluminum case, and it features the black Nike Sport Loop. This is the 44mm version and it retails $429 US. So we have a price difference between these two watches of $120 US. And the key question of this video is the Series 4 that we have here on the right worth the $120 US price difference compared to the Series 3 on the left? So that is the key question. Only you know the answer to this question, because it totally depends on your personal preferences and what you're gonna do with this watch. I will just give you some pieces of the puzzle of information that could be helpful for you to make a more conscious decision whether you should go with the Edition 4 that we have right here, or whether you should go with a very good Apple Watch, the Series 3. I don't really have an order to do this. I'm just gonna provide you some information. I hope it helps. If it helps, then please like and subscribe. That helps me a lot. So on the left, we have a case of 42mm. The shape of this watch is, I would say, very square-ish. It is a bit thicker than the Series 4. I believe we have a thickness of 13mm, while the Series 4 has a thickness of only 12mm. The Series 4, which we have here on the right, is a millimeter thinner compared to the Series 3, and that has to do with the way that Apple designed the case back of the Series 4 and the way that they worked with that heart rate sensor that we have here on the back. The backs of these watches, they look different. Here on the Series 3 we have this aluminum material case back, and we can see the heart rate sensor. The Series 4, on the other hand, has this very lush ceramic back all across. So that is, I think, even prettier. I think the Series 3 here on the left with the 42mm display is quite big, but the Series 4 here on the right is even bigger. The case is 44mm, but not only is the case bigger, it has more display. So the display to the case ratio is, in my opinion, much better here in the Series 4, because there's not much of a bezel and the display is curved, while the display on the Apple Watch Series 3 is much smaller compared to the case. The amount of space that I work with on the Series 3. It's just much smaller in my opinion. I think the screen of the Series 4 even looks a bit better. It looks a bit brighter. With this Series 4, what you can do is have this very funky new watch face that features loads of complications. So this is the one that I decided to use simply because I can use quite a lot of useful complications here, which I can see or can activate at a glance. So I have the battery indicator bottom left, I have my workout stopwatch, alarm clock, I have a timer in the middle which I use a lot for example meditation sessions or when I'm cooking or taking a break. I have Shazam, which I like to tag music, the day and date, which like a classic watch, I always find the date complication a useful feature. And on the very top we can see the weather conditions. So the benefit of the Series 4 is the infographic watch face with lots of complications. If you have to choose between the Nike Sport Loop or the Nike rubber strap, I can highly recommend this Sport Loop. I think it's simply so easy to find a proper fit on your wrist. I don't know what's the word. This material, it reminds me of my old Nike sneakers that I had as a little boy. This material is really retro in my opinion, and using this mechanism allows me to always find a comfortable fit because there's no holes you need to punch. You can micro adjust the fit to just the amount that you find necessary, and you can even easily throw it over your jacket, for example, your runner's jacket. So I think the Sport Loop is really excellent, and I'm really glad that it came with this Nike Plus edition. I think this Nike Plus rubber strap, I think it looks amazing, but I don't find it necessarily very comfortable because you need to find a place where you punch in this little thing and then put it back like this. Sometimes I don't find like a very proper fit. Sometimes it's too tight or too loose. With the Sport Loop, I always have a very nice fit. So yeah, I highly recommend the Sport Loop, regardless of the case size, whether you go with the 42 or the 44. Talking about case size, I must say that yeah, 42 is big, 44 is even bigger, but somehow it wears smaller, in my opinion, than the 42, simply because of that millimeter of thickness that Apple managed to reduce on the new design. And also because the new Apple Watch is more round, more curved. I think it looks better. And the Series 3 looks a bit bulky. Yeah, if you're afraid that the 44 millimeter version is too big and you currently own the 42 millimeter, don't be alarmed. I think yes, you should try it on first in a Apple store just to make sure that you got the proper size. But to me, I think it wears more comfortable than the 42. So, and I have pretty small wrists anyways. I usually wear the Apple Watch in the evenings. I don't necessarily wear it during the day because during the day I mostly wear my normal watches. So I don't use the Apple Watch like day in and day out. I love the fact that it has the stand reminders. The Apple Watch makes me be a more active person. And I like to track my runs. I like to set alarm clocks, stopwatches. I really like the haptic feedback. So I'm not the most like geeky Apple Watch person you will meet. I only know how to get by. The Series 4, it has a improved Bluetooth compatibility. So I think the range and the strength of the Bluetooth connectivity to your other devices have improved. The chipset inside the S4 is twice as fast as the chip of the Series 3. I think the Series 3 is speedy enough for me, but in terms of the future, I would like to have the latest hardware in terms of updates. I don't think it's a major difference, and if that's worth the $120 for sometimes waiting a second here and there. But yeah, it's true, it's much faster, and I think in terms of new watch operating system, that added speed might be useful in the future. Now let me show you one, I think, important difference So now let's have a look at a major difference. Here on the right, we have the Series 4, and you can see that the shape of the speakers, which are those things here, they have increased in size and in performance. So they're much bigger and louder. And for me, I think that's a beautiful improvement. Here on the left with the Series 3, we can see on the right those two little holes. That is the microphone. So what you have is a speaker and a microphone on the same side of the case. That can cause echo, and that will be problematic with phone calls. With the Series 4, you can see that the microphone has changed to the other side, to the position under the crown. So I think that is a big improvement. And for me personally, I think this thing alone might validate that $120 price difference. Another very tiny detail, I think this button here has been integrated with the case much better than with the older Series 3. With the Series 3 you can see it sticks out, protrudes quite a bit. Not so with the latest iteration. It's just flat. Yeah, let's have a look at the crown. I think the crown on the Series 3 looks much bigger. I mean, it sticks out more. The crown on the Series 4 looks a bit slimmer. Beautiful thing on the crown of the Series 4 is it has a haptic response. So when you scroll through the menu, you can feel this haptic feedback. What it does is it makes your watch almost feel as it were mechanical. And this allows you kind of like to operate the crown more precisely. At least that's how I see it. You don't find this haptic feedback. So as you can see, it's just not as snappy as the Series 4, but it works very fast as well. But I don't feel anything on the crown when I turn it. Now there are some other features of the Series 4 that might be useful. It has a built-in EKG. This way you can make a cardiogram of your heart. ECG, I won't use it honestly, but and I'm not even an expert on these health issues. It also has a built-in fall detection. I have the fall detection enabled on my Series 4. In case I fall and don't stand up, it will alarm my contacts and send my location. So is the Series 4 worth the $120 price difference compared to the Series 3? I think that really depends on your budget and how you're going to use this device. I think it has an improved design. It's bigger, it's thinner, faster. Great improvements, namely that microphone change from the left to the right, haptic feedback on the crown, a louder and bigger speaker, better Bluetooth compatibility, EKG and fall detection. I think all noteworthy improvements. The Series 4, I found it second-hand, almost brand new for a very fair price. So in my case, I already owned the Series 3 and I could upgrade, at least that's what I tried to do, upgrade to the Series 4 for less than $120 price difference. So if you own the Series 3 and if you see a Series 4, for example, in the second-hand market, which allows you maybe to upgrade to the Series 4 for far less than the $120 price difference, I think the Series 3 can still be sold on the second-hand market for a fair price. So both wonderful products. If money is no issue, then definitely go with the Series 4, in my opinion. If you're on a tight budget, then the Series 3 will do everything that you need, I think. If you have the Series 3 and you want to upgrade to the Series 4, well, you don't have to. I mean, the Series 3 is fantastic. But if you can, and you can upgrade for just a little bit of money, then yeah, definitely go for it. So this was my video. I hope you find it interesting and useful. If you did, then please like and subscribe. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. I will get right back to you. Have a fantastic day and see you soon.